All right, folks. So right now, the United States is bombing Venezuela, and unfortunately, my whole computer literally just stopped working. I don't know why. So, trying to figure out what is going on there. But regardless, that is what's currently happening. The USA bombing Venezuela as we speak. Trying to figure some things out here. I don't know if you guys can see me well or maybe not. Okay. So, USA is bombing Venezuela. Missiles, strikes, gunfire reported in Caracas. It appears to me as though they're trying to do a decapitation strike. It looks like we are trying to basically destroy facilities around the capital in Caracas, which will allow our special forces to enter, likely trying to overthrow Maduro, which, as we can all guess, will not go well. Because when has it ever gone well, right? When has it ever gone well when we've tried to do this? It's horrific. So that is currently happening as we speak. Basically, Trump has decided to go to war against Venezuela. I'm going to sit over here. This will make it easier for me. And so fun. God bless the United States and our evil, horrific empire that we're building and that we've already built, etc. So, again, folks, for those who are coming in here, I was attempting to stream using my computer, but unfortunately the computer literally crashed. I think I need a new one. I think it's done. I think the computer is kaput. As you can see here, all it says is no bootable device, and it just won't. It's just not working. Regardless, so America has begun its bombardment of Venezuela, as many of you were predicting this whole time. And I suspect, just from my knowledge of military history, that this is an attempted decapitation strike whereby we are sending in, there have been reports of Chinook helicopters which carry troops. Likely we're sending in special forces. There have been many strikes going on around, many strikes going on around Caracas, around the airport there. Very reminiscent of what Putin did in Ukraine during the opening days of the war. You attack an airport, you neutralize its defenses, and then you use the landing strips on the airport to drop off special forces into the city, who will then do a ground operation in an attempt to overthrow the regime. So I suspect that's what's happening. Obviously, reports are still coming in. The Trump administration has, in fact, now verified that they are indeed attacking Venezuela. So that's what's happening. Okay. So M1000, the United States, is attacking Venezuela as we speak. Caracas, there are massive explosions going on in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. We are seeing images of Chinook helicopters likely transporting, M1000 likely transporting horrific special forces into Caracas. For what I would call a decapitation strike. Matt Saigai, I have tried to fix it like multiple times. It won't fix. I might just need to get a new computer at this point. Regardless, unfortunate because this is all happening right when my computer crashes. That being said, that is what is happening. The United States is that true in your groove? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, there we go. So it is probably a decapitation kind of strike. They're trying to remove defenses from government facilities because our special forces are likely going to be going into those areas. I don't know for sure, but it looks like a classic decapitation strike. Again, take out the airport, land special forces at the airport, okay, etc. For those that are joining us now, alas, I was streaming live using my computer. But then I had to cancel it because the computer literally shut down on me, and I've been trying to fix it. It won't fix. I think I just need a new computer. Of course, it's my luck that this happens. My computer shuts down right when all of this happens. You can see here, if anyone knows how to fix that, I've tried multiple things, but nothing is working. It just won't boot. Regardless, the United States is specific infrastructure targets, JDH. You know what? Let me take a look here. Venezuela to. Can you all see that, by the way, when I went away for a second? Yeah. Could you all see that? Could you all still hear me when I left the screen for a second there? There were also indications Venezuela has links to Venezuela has links to Caracas, or I'm sorry, has links to Hezbollah and things like that, which is fun, right? It pauses the stream, guys. Okay, forgive me. I'll stop then. I'll stop it if that's pausing the stream. Regardless, you know, Fox News going on the offensive, claiming that Venezuela had links to Hezbollah. It's very similar to what happened in Iraq. I think I mentioned this earlier. For those who were alive during the war in Iraq, this is very reminiscent indeed of what is happening in Iraq. Okay, so that's fun. Very fun. Gotta love that for us. Gotta love that for the world. Okay. Oh, thank you, thank you, JDH. Thank you for the high five. Okay. What the heck is a high five? I've never even seen this stuff before. Thank you, JDH. So we thank you, JDH. So again, we're going to war. Yep, deviate. Again, we're going to war again. I mean, we were kind of already at war with them. Thank you, Matt Syke. I really. So we are doing our best here on this stream, not in real life. I'm just kind of. Oh, okay. Thank you. Right, Drusilla. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane to try and. It's almost comical their attempts to link Venezuela to these foreign organizations. And Bibi Netanyahu, by the way, a few days ago was trying to connect the two things. So, okay, it's moronic. It's moronic. And of course, like I said, whenever you want to demonize another country, try to link it to Islam in some way, to quote unquote radical Islamic terrorism. It plays into fears of Islam, racism, inherent American biases against these things. And yeah. Okay, M1000, it is an Acer Nitro V15. Acer Nitro V15. M1000, I actually already tried that. Okay, yes, Acer Nitro NVT. I actually already removed the bottom panel and reset reseated the hard drive. I think my computer's probably just going belly up, but thank you, M1000. It's been going belly up for a while, and maybe I do need to do something else too, but unfortunately, I can't do it right now because it's 4 a.m. where I am. It is currently 4 a.m. Regardless, I am an American, Matthew. I am an American. So again, guys, America launching an illegal war of aggression against Venezuela, bombardments being heard in Caracas. Okay, so we've been worried about this for a while. To be very, very, to be very frank with you, this is a war about resources and imperialism. It is 100% a war about resources and imperialism. Venezuela has a large amount of oil, and it has a large amount of rare earth minerals, and Trump has been literally, Trump has literally been screaming about how he wants the oil in Venezuela, as have a lot of people in his administration. Hello, Matthew. No. Matthew, I am not Ukrainian, but I support Ukraine in their efforts against Russian aggression. Okay, so just be clear. Don't buy what they're telling you. The Fox News is trying to claim that Venezuela has links to Hamas, all this other nonsense. Okay, maybe there's some links there. Not a justification for war. I mean, I doubt there is. It's all an excuse. It's all about resources. Trump mentioned this. We should remind all of you, I'm a historian. Many years ago, Venezuela nationalized their oil industry. It is an absolutely illegal attack, what the United States is doing. It should be condemned. Venezuela, everyone's always screaming about how Israel has a right to defend itself. Venezuela has a right to defend itself, okay? Israel less so, even. Regardless, It is an illegal war, and it is about resources. Don't buy the lies the media is telling you. Many of us were around. Okay, I'm getting cars like, oh, I'll stop, Drusilla. I just keep rocking back and forth because, ADHD. So just be aware of that. I'm in the United States, James Conkey. So, and for those who are joining us, the United States currently attacking Caracas, bombing the capital of Venezuela. Indications are that there are American Chinook helicopters flying into Venezuela. A lot of the airstrikes have been taking place on military facilities and especially around the airport there in Caracas. If I were to guess, I think I've mentioned this already. It is a decapitation strike whereby you take out defensive formations, defensive emplacements, so that you can fly in special forces and land them at the airport, then use those forces to basically do a ground attack on government buildings in an attempted coup. I cannot verify that yet. That would be just my eyeballing it, having military history knowledge. Okay, that's fair, Drusilla. When you are doing the same thing as Putin, Mo Mama, how are you going to square that circle when you are doing the same thing as Putin? What do you mean I'm doing the same thing as Putin? I am against what the American government is doing. It is an illegal act of aggression. It is an act of war. It is a imperialist resource grab by the Trump administration. Okay? Good. So thank you, Alan. So now I guess according to Alan here, Trump has ordered boots on the ground. Venezuela is preparing to defend itself. Yeah, Momo, I know. Though I think I understand your anger towards the United States. Not all of us Americans are pro what the American government is doing. I am absolutely not pro what the American government is doing. I lost my job over saying that I'm not pro what the American government is doing. So, all right. Keith, it might partially be to keep China out of Venezuela as well. But Trump has been pretty explicit in saying that he wants the oil. He says that. It could be more than that, but that is a lot of it, okay? Trying to see here. Are you a traitor to your country? So Donald TR. Traitor is, I'm a teacher. Traitor is spelled TRAITOR. It is not spelled TRDER. Thank you for your jingoistic outburst. Regardless, you don't know what that word means. Your nationalist, extremist, fascist outburst. Regardless, you spelled traitor wrong. Okay, so okay, you drug lovers. Oh, guys, here we go. This is fun. We're getting the trolls in here. Okay, you're getting the lots of trolls in here. Regardless, folks. Also, all the bots in chat. Yeah, this is weird. When I do a stream on my phone like this, there's always a lot more bots. Okay, a lot more bots. So regardless, yeah, there are 100 people on the stream, folks. So guys, for those who are joining us, America has begun their illegal war of aggression against Venezuela. Large explosions occurring all over. It's true. JDH. All large explosions are occurring all across Caracas. It appears to me, that this is an attempted decapitation strike. Just be aware, this is not a war. They're gonna lie to you. It's classic American crap, okay? Classic American propaganda. The idea that, this is somehow a war about drugs, even though Venezuela sends very, very few drugs to the United States. Very few. It's a very low percentage. You can look it up. If you want to, Trump has been pretty explicit that he literally just wants the oil. Now, there's more to it than that. Oil isn't the only thing that it's over. It's also over natural resources such as rare earth minerals, of which Venezuela has a lot. It's also imperialism. We don't like the defiance the Venezuelan regime has shown. The drug thing is sort of a side note. It's absolutely a side note. And folks, Please, please like the stream if you haven't already. It'll help get more people in here. I was doing a traditional live stream on my computer. Unfortunately, that computer crashed. So now I'm just doing the best I can on my phone. I don't have to respect it. Okay, Trump or me, Smokes, you should play live right now, today, Spanish. I don't know what any of you guys are saying. You guys are silly. 1,000-year war plan, yeah. So, okay, what's so casual about a revolt? United States of North and South America, disgusting. Okay, absolutely disgusting. Fry. United States of North and South America. Of course, if you guys know the history of this region, the United States has long held to a principle called the Monroe Doctrine, which basically holds that, now this is a oversimplification, it basically holds that North and South America are the domains of American empire. I'm not exaggerating. You can look up the history of the Monroe Doctrine. This is an extension of the Monroe Doctrine. This is basically, that's basically how this goes. We view it as part of our, okay. What America, what the fuck? Yeah, hey, Ashrays, I know. The United States is engaging, again, I said that this is the 8,000th time I've said it, is engaging in an illegal act of aggression against a foreign country, using lies, and as we have before, for those who were alive during the Iraq War, I know I was, boy, does this seem familiar to me. The lies. Thank you for the super chat there, Ashrays. Just be aware, guys, you're going to hear a lot of bullshit in the next few days about why we're doing this. It is not as Fox News is saying, because, Venezuela has links to Hamas and crap like that. Okay, that is not the reason we're doing it. It is an excuse for the geopolitical, economic reasons we're doing it, as is typically the case. Okay. Yep. Oh, exactly. I love that, Sir Chronicle. Yeah, Vietnam 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, yay. Don't we all love it? Don't we all love how, that famous phrase, never again, 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 again. How many times are we going to attempt to overthrow a regime? How many times are we going to attempt to overthrow a regime until we learn that this is not the way to do things? Hey, God bless America, right? It's incompetence at its worst. It's evil, okay? It's essentially evil, okay? All right. Oh, very interesting, right? I'm just seeing what else people are saying here. Yeah, Dementia Donnie being the peace president, right? Shocking. Folks, please like the stream if you don't mind, if you haven't already. We can apply for refugee. When can we apply for refugee status to move out? Oh, I know, Retro Asher. Okay. All right. TDS, a term you describe Trumpers, not liberals. Yeah, that is sure true. Hey, that's a good one, Unicorn Mullet. I haven't heard that before. Yeah, guys, just be careful. You're going to get a lot of spin tomorrow. For all the nationalist, warmongering fascists in chat here, history, I'm sure, will look kindly on you in your bloodlust. I'm saying that as a historian, by the way, who had to read Nazi documents in Germany for several years. I'm sure all the bloodlust you're screaming about in chat right now, showing the American flag, screaming about Trump, historians will look upon that very kindly, I'm sure. They'll view you all as rational actors in this whole thing, okay? Unfortunately, you won't be around to see how lovely you're viewed historically. I'm being sarcastic, folks. You're going to be the monsters, all right? Yep, you're right, Matt Saigai. A Chinese special envoy was in Venezuela as these strikes started. Okay, so you gotta love that. You gotta love that. I'm excited for the next World War. Aren't all of you? Okay, no, I'm not saying that's what's happening now, but okay. Oh, guys, yeah, JMD, great question. Technically, by the way, this is illegal. It's illegal for many reasons. First of all, it's illegal according to international law. It's a war of aggression that has not been sanctioned by the UN. Obviously, the United States doesn't give a shit about international law. Hell, our best friend is a murderous, genocidal state called Israel, who breaks law all the time, and we still fund them. My point is, and then we break international law all the time. What's international law? Who cares, right? Apparently. The other reason it's illegal is because, according to the US Constitution, Congress is supposed to declare war. The president then controls the military. Unfortunately, for a long time now, that the power of Congress to make that decision has been eroded by what political scientists call the birth of the imperial presidency. Because if the president sends in troops and then does before Congress declares war, we're basically already at war. And that's what we're seeing happen here is Trump furthering the power of the imperial presidency in a very almost dictatorial move, as by the way, and not just Trump, by the way, other presidents have done the same thing. But that is classic violation of the Constitution, because apparently that doesn't matter anymore. Okay. All right. What about right? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, oh, that's for sure. A lot of folks should boycott FIFA for having it in the United States. So many funny people here. Yeah. Oh, Zach, I know, right? I'm so sorry that you're disabled. That you're a disabled veteran. Yep, it's a war crime. What we're doing is horrific act of imperial aggression. All right, you guys, you're not far off. Why is he getting away? Guys, I recommend, I am doing a little self-promotion here. You should join my streams that I regularly have. We talk about for the regulars here in chat, fortunately, my computer literally broke down when I tried to go live to talk about this in the regular way I do it. So I'm having to do a live stream on my phone. But we talk all about the Trump administration. My expertise is on the growth of fascism and systems of social control. I did research on it in grad school and stuff, so we can talk a whole bunch about why Trump is in power and things like that. Yep, it's completely illegal, folks. Yep, and guys, you're right, Sir Chronicle. You're on a. You're 100% right, guys. You have to understand. This is also a great distraction, right, from the big elephant in the room, which is the Epstein files. Okay. Thank you for complimenting my facial hair. Thank you. Glenn Paul. So we have begun bombing Venezuela as we speak. Bombs are dropping in Venezuela. There are American troops on troop helicopters flying into Venezuela as we speak. I'm suspecting special forces. My guess would be that it's an attempted decapitation strike, as I've mentioned previously. Many of you have probably heard this. The idea being that we're taking out anti-air defense things, and then sending in special forces to try and remove the regime. We will see what happens, but the number of airstrikes we're seeing it's not just a cutesy little classic war crime of bombing or whatever. It seems to be there's a partial ground invasion going on. Now, again, we're still getting details. Do not quote me on that. Okay. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Trying to see what else we got here. What's a war crime is the fact you don't. No problem, M1000. Thank you for watching, M1000. Janet Jordan, I gotta tell you, Janet Jordan says probably a reason my computer broke down. Honestly, when it first happened, I'm like, this is suspicious. But obviously, folks, there are other people live streaming right now that they're still up. I think it literally is just my computer. I got very unlucky. Okay, so So Venezuela having a duly elected government and them not getting to be such due to Maduro stepping down is good. What? I'm sorry. Uh, so it's an illegal war, guys. All right. The bombing has stopped. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so they have, okay, excellent. So they just said that the bombing has stopped today. All right. So again, interesting. It is no HGMS. You're totally right. I normally get a lot of trolls whenever I do a short stream like this, a phone stream. I always get tons of trolls. I'm okay with it though. All right. Oh, of course, JDH, because MAGA people are snowflakes and they're super sensitive and they have very thin skin. Like you slightly insult them and they start crying like little babies. It's really sad actually. I feel bad for them. There's something deeply wrong going on there psychiatrically, and so yeah, I get it, JDH, and they love cancel culture. They love canceling anyone who disagrees with them. It's cute. I mean, it's kind of cute, like in an affectionate way, like when you see a toddler crying. It's also disturbing, but okay. You think this is the first regime took? Okay. Yeah, you're right, Zach. This is not stopping drugs in America. I mean, all the reports show that there are very few drugs that come from Venezuela. Very few drugs that come from Venezuela. That is a pretense, folks. Remember what I was saying earlier. What this is really about is oil and rare earth minerals that Venezuela has. Also, it partially might be the timing might have to do with a distraction from Epstein. But we have long been very upset with Venezuela because they kicked out our oil companies and nationalized their oil. They decided, oh, you know what we need? They decided our resources should belong to us, our own people, and we didn't like that too much because we are an imperial power. So this is a legal war of aggression. Yep, last gasp of a dying empire, totally, Alan. Okay. Croc says, how are the strikes on drug boats illegal? So, they're illegal because, one, you need to do a trial. You can't just kill civilians, okay, in the open sea, unless they're military, without a trial. By the way, for the Americans out there, I would hope we practice what we preach, right? According to the U.S. Constitution, there's something called due process. Is it okay to just murder civilians at sea without due process? Okay. Also, even if they were drug boats, which is possible, it is possible that some of these boats are carrying drugs. Does that mean that they deserve to be killed outright without trial? Do we execute people who sell drugs and stuff in the United States? Should we? What about, as Emma Vigland recently said, should we execute the Sackler family in public with a drone strike for causing the opioid crisis in the United States? You see what I mean? Okay. All right, you guys. Smash the like. Hey guys, thank you guys. If you just for those who are joining us, I know I keep repeating myself. I just want to make it clear, America is launching an illegal war of aggression against Venezuela that has nothing to do. You'll hear Fox News lying to you. You'll hear lots of news outlets lying to you, claiming that it's somehow, because they have links to Hamas or whatever the hell they'll come up with. They actually literally said Fox News is saying Hezbollah. We're claiming it's about drugs. Very few drugs come into the United States from Venezuela. That's just a lie. Trump has openly said that he wants the oil in Venezuela. He has openly said it. And since he's a man-child, and since his administration are a bunch of fascists, why not start a war? It also is a great distraction from the fact that he is associated with Epstein, and the Epstein files are being, released as we talk about. They do, Vic Morrison. They really do. It's like I said, it's sad, folks. A lot of Trump supporters are like toddlers, and they have these little temper tantrums. All right. Agreed, Mayor Woody. Free Venezuela. Also free Palestine, but free Venezuela as well. And guys, hey, for those of you out there who are supportive of Israel for some reason, because you like genocide, that I hope you will start saying too that Venezuela has a right to defend itself, because what would happen if a foreign country started bombing Washington, D.C. and landing troops in Washington, D.C.? I feel that we need to have morals here, and, what do we think? Venezuela has a right to defend itself, has a rightful right to defend itself. And if you think that this is only going to harm Venezuela, this puts American civilians at risk too, because it opens us up as targets for operations in response to us. You see what I mean? So Trump not looking out for the average American at all in this case. Okay. Okay. Boop-a-doop-boo. I am not in Nigeria. I am in the United States. I am in the country that is engaging in a war of imperial aggression at this moment. Well, that's okay, guys. I know some of you, a lot of you are great, but I know some of you are bloodthirsty warmongers, and that's okay. I can't force people to be moral. There's only so much I can do. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking here. I'm just looking to see what else people are saying. Breaking Trump tweets. Okay. Would you let me know, what are the Trump tweets saying here? I cannot look at the moment while I'm on the phone, but as Trump basically, I'm sure he's just rambling incoherently while eating a Big Mac or something. Glenn Paul, Venezuela does have drugs. I'm saying that there's very few drugs that come from Venezuela to the United States. It's like less than 5%. Like it's I don't remember the exact number. It's very small percentage. They also have a lot of rare earth minerals and a lot of oil. And Trump has openly said that he would like to take the oil. He has said it. You can look it up. So, anyway. Okay. Venezuela wants what? S-Patch? Okay, yep, Trump is acting the same as Hamas. I agree. The United States is acting as an international terrorist organization, a state terror organization. I will gladly say it. What do you call doing attacks and stuff on a foreign country in order like this? Okay, I don't know what you would call that. It's terrorism. So the United States doing state terrorism as we speak. Sorry, I'm working. All right, sorry guys, I'm just checking out what other comments I'm getting. We got all the Zionists coming into chat, which is always cute. Oh, I love it. All right. Sorry, I'm still checking, folks, to see if anyone else is saying. So, guys, again, if you guys are curious, I would look up. So, I guess Trump is now tweeting about this shit. I will be able to talk more about this stuff tomorrow. It is absolutely an illegal war, Larry Lindsay. By every measurable, by American law, it's illegal. By international law, it's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. Now, of course, Americans, probably like you, or if you're, I don't know if you are an American, regardless, don't care about international law, don't care about the Constitution. Alas, I do. All right. Yes, folks, I am gay. That is accurate. Yep. And just saying I'm gay is kind of funny. It's like saying, is the sky blue? Is the grass green? Yeah, hello, I'm gay. At least I'm not stupid. Okay. Oh, we also got the Putinites. This is fun. We also got the Putinites coming into chat, which is hilarious. The Russian fascists. Yeah, there you go. Hey, M1000, you're right. That's fascinating. All right, you guys. You did, Meowzord. You absolutely did. Maybe that's why Trump started it tonight, Meowzord. He knew you'd be awake to watch it, and he wanted to torture you. Oh, guys, it's okay. I enjoy. This is what I get. Of course, as soon as this big story breaks, my computer stops working, so I have to do a live stream from my phone. So I can't show you videos and stuff. I do recommend, though, while you're watching me, you know, if you have a computer, open it up, go watch some of the videos on Twitch, or not Twitch, I'm sorry, X, and elsewhere. You can see the bombs dropping. You can see what's happening. Apparently, Trump has now also begun tweeting finally. Thank you, 124. Yeah, I think so, Jimmy. This is definitely, well, this is up there. I've live streamed before from protests, which have gotten more streams. Yeah, you're right, TJ. I agree. So, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. The reason we're on, I know I keep repeating it, but the reason I'm on now is because America has launched its illegal war of aggression against Venezuela, as many of us have been predicting for a while what happened. Apparently the bombing has in fact stopped, and I just received breaking news. Nicolas Maduro has been captured. Yes, so Nicolas Maduro has been captured by the United States military. As I said previously, it's likely a decapitation strike. This is definitely their goal. Their goal was to capture Nicolas Maduro, and they have captured Nicolas Maduro. So, great. Disgusting. The United States, really, our government are a bunch of criminals. And there you go. If we think that this is going to work out well, it never has in the past. It hasn't worked out for us. It hasn't worked out for other countries. Nicolas Maduro has been captured by the American military. Let's hope, we'll see what happens. Let's see, did it work in Vietnam? Did it work in Iraq? Did it work in Afghanistan? I guess we'll find out. I suspect it won't. And it's not good for it's not good in a lot of ways, okay? It's an act of international terrorism. You can pretty much guess that the United States is going to be, getting some sort of agreement to gain some mineral and oil rights to Venezuela. That's normally what happens. It happened in Iraq. It happened elsewhere. So it's already done, okay? It is already done. I guess they've also extracted Maduro and his wife from Venezuela. By the way, folks, one of the big reasons Venezuela was previously, yeah. What was I going to say? Yes, so that is what's happened. Maduro has now been captured. I didn't even think America would put boots on the ground. I thought that would be a crazy decision to make. Alas, we are crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Jermaine, I am not pro-war. I am very much against all of this. Okay. No, guys, so war is, I know there are people in chat who are uneducated. War is when you use violent force to achieve political aims. It's an extension of politics by other means. So, yes, bombing Caracas, bombing boats, sending troops on the ground into Caracas to capture a leader is a war. I don't mean to be a dick about it. I'm just saying that is factually. You all sound like Vladimir Putin, who called the war in Ukraine a special military operation. It's kind of funny to me. Okay. So, all right, guys. So, again, that is some of the new news we're getting here. Okay. Maduro has been captured after an illegal act of aggression by the United States against Venezuela. All right. Absolutely horrific turn of events. We should all be humiliated, all be deeply humiliated, if you're an American especially. That the United States is once again launching an illegal war of aggression. By the way, using your tax dollars, I'm sure all of you appreciate having your tax dollars spent to overthrow a regime in another country. All that money spent on all those missiles and things like that. Okay. I know I'm humiliated. All right. It is completely illegal, folks. It is a completely illegal act that we're doing. This attack on Venezuela is utterly illegal. Blaze, you don't know. So international law, an act of a war of aggression is an illegal war. So an act of aggression would be an illegal war. Okay. Yeah, it absolutely is, Jamad. It's complete bullying. I agree. It's basically terrorism. It's state terrorism. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. Hey, Rock Chris, I spent all night trying to find a word about it, but genuinely what happened? So, Rock Chris, welcome, Rock Chris. How are people doing over there in Venezuela? I'm glad to see you here, Rock Chris. Maduro has been captured by the U.S. military and has been taken out of the country. I know you may actually be happy about this, Rock Chris. I'm just curious. America has attacked Caracas, bombed it, and has seized Maduro and his wife, and apparently has taken them out of the country. All right. Agreed. Viva Venezuela. Long live Venezuela. They don't deserve to be bombed. So for the person who said, I see Refrigerated Express said, did you take civics in high school? Just to let you know, the word you is spelled Y-O-U, not Y-D-U. That doesn't even sound like the word you. I would ask if you've taken English in your schooling experience. Anyway, so see here, guys. I got you, Rock Chris. Okay, isn't it? So that's, I'm glad to hear that for you, Rock Chris. I do hope it and turns out well for all of you over there. I am not a fan of the situation, but you know, if it's good for you, Rock Chris, well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I don't want any war of aggression against anyone. It's illegal. Yeah, we did just capture, attack, and seize a world leader. Of course, as soon as you start proving your point, they immediately play victim. Absolutely. Okay. So, guys, for those who are joining us, America has begun, did do an illegal war of aggression against Venezuela, bombing Caracas. And now it has been reported that Maduro and his wife has been captured and taken out of the country. This is not a war because we care about the freedom of the Venezuelan people. It is a war situated to gain control, imperial control over Venezuela, and to seize their resources, including their oil and their rare earth minerals. Trump has been honest about it. He said that it was about oil previously. He will also claim it's about drugs. Very few drugs come out of Venezuela. So, okay. All right. Yes, exactly, Sir Chronicle. By Sir Chronicle, you've had a lot of great comments. Yes, they wanted Greenland for the same reason. For folks that are watching now, please join my channel. If you're curious, I do live streams frequently. I normally don't use a I normally don't do a live stream on my phone. Unfortunately, my computer literally broke as I was doing it earlier. So if you want to see future live streams, please do. Oh, no, it's totally illegal, folks. This is absolutely an illegal act of aggression by the United States. According to international law, even according to the American Constitution, is illegal. Trump did not get the authorization of Congress to use armed force against Venezuela. That is illegal. Only the people of the United States can decide to go to war. Now, Trump is not the only president that has done that illegally, but he certainly is still illegal. Absolutely is illegal. Okay. Boo-ba-doo-boo. Da, 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 da. Yes, you do, Nemovi. Of course, presidents would like to convince you you don't need Congress for short-term activities, but you do. Presidents have gained imperial powers over time. It's called the imperial presidency problem. It is illegal. Yeah. Oh, I know, Elizabeth Rodriguez. I know, right? Here's the thing, folks. First of all, I am gay. Yeah. So people who are making that observation, yeah, the sky is blue, the grass is green. All right, I am gay. Gay! And I don't give a shit, okay? Okay, isn't Russia an ally for Venezuela? Yeah, so is China to a large extent, okay? So, yeah. Okay. What's my favorite video game? My favorite video game is probably the Dark Souls series and Elden Ring, regardless. Okay, thank you, Jacob Bookbeck. So, I am indeed gay, folks. It doesn't matter. I'm just joking with all of you because so many of you, a lot of the people in chat are silly. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I agree. It's very good. So, guys, again, the reason I'm on here, no, they wouldn't, Slippery Sock. The reason I'm on here is United States has launched an illegal war of aggression against Venezuela. We have now captured Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, and his wife. Okay, so be aware of that. It's all a lie, by the way, what the American media is saying. The Trump administration is lying about it. This is about resources and this is about imperial control. This is not about drugs, nor is this about freeing the people of Venezuela. Although, yes, the Maduro's regime is not a pleasant regime. That does not excuse an act of terror against their government. Okay. Ida is here. Ida, hey Ida, it's been a while, Ida. Yes, calling it a war, not calling it a war is very silly. Yeah, as always, Zach, it's oil. It's also rare earth minerals. There's a lot of rare earth minerals in Venezuela. Yeah, it's not. It is not. Oh, Chris Howard, that's hilarious. For those who don't know, I was a teacher. The word government is literally the exact same as regime. Essentially, they're basically synonymous. So to be like it's not a government, it's a regime is a hilarious statement. Okay. Yeah, oil and raw materials, absolutely clean field. As a matter of fact, it has been, that is like, Trump has openly said previously that he wants the oil. Like he just said it out loud once. Now he's claiming it's about drugs. Very few drugs come in from Venezuela. If you guys know anything about history, there's something called the Monroe Doctrine that the United States has kept for a while. It holds that basically the southern South America and North America are in America's sphere of influence. They are part of America's backyard and empire. The idea of the Monroe Doctrine has changed over time, but we've never been a fan of any country in North or South America that defies our will. Venezuela defied our will a while ago when they nationalized their oil industry and kicked out foreign corporate entities or a lot of our control over their oil. And we don't like that. We don't like that they want to control their own resources and have defied us ever since. And we've never liked that because of the Monroe Doctrine. They're supposed to be part of our backyard and our imperial control. So there are multiple reasons for this. You will hear lies. The Fox News will tell you that there are links to Hezbollah, or there are, you know what? Let's say that there are some links to Hezbollah. It doesn't justify this war, and I doubt there are any significant links to Hezbollah. They will tell you everything they can, but in the end, it's about natural resources. It's about all that shit. Okay. And there are a lot of, yes, the people of Venezuela, a lot of them are oppressed. I'm not lying. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that's not true. But this is not, okay, it's not our business to get involved in something like this. It is simply an act of aggression. Yep, totally six figures. I totally agree. Iran, Venezuela, Greenland, Nigeria, okay. Chris Howard, no, I want them to be liberated. I don't think this will liberate them. I think it'll replace one regime with another one that is a puppet of the United States and is not true freedom. Right? Free Palestine, though. Yes, absolutely free Palestine. Yeah, okay. I meant to say responder. I'm going to start going on the gay stuff. And Tony, you can go in on the gay stuff. I love being gay. Okay, I'm sorry you're straight. Well, you might not be. A lot of people who, don't like gay people are, secretly gay. Regardless, please go in on the gay stuff. I would take it as a compliment. All right. Yeah, Reptiloid, you're right. America has a lot of oil reserves. Unfortunately, Venezuela sells its oil to places like China, and we're not fans of that. Okay, we're not fans of that at all. Mm-hmm. Doo-doo-doo. Good for you, Mark Salmons. You shaved your entire body tonight. Wow. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm just trying to see what else we got here. Thank you, Unicorn Mullet. What could be the ramifications of this attack? So, Zach, so historically speaking, when you overthrow a regime, several things can happen, right? Well, we've seen what happened in places like Iraq, okay? I suspect that they will. There is Machado. She is the opposition to Maduro. She has been sort of been more public recently, making public announcements. I suspect she will be installed as the next leader of Venezuela. And there will likely, she has actually openly said that she willingly give the United States Venezuelan resources for getting rid of Maduro. So I suspect she'll become sort of a puppet government of the United States, which is what the United States wants. And we can hope that there'll be stability, although in most cases when there's an overthrown regime, there isn't. And you will see internal unrest. You might see the military revolt. There are a lot of loyalists to Maduro and to Hugo Chavez still around. And I foresee greater instability. You will also likely see instability in the countries around Venezuela over time. And yeah, it's not going to be good. You will also probably see some contract signed that will give American corporations some access to Venezuelan resources. Typically, when these things happen, it doesn't go well, okay? At least not in the short term. Saint Frank, I'm holding a jester scepter because I am a jester. If you come to my live streams, I sometimes dress like a jester. We're criticizing people in power here. Now I'm very tired because it's almost 5 a.m. where I am. I got up really just to talk about this with my community. But this is a jester scepter. I like to play with it while I'm doing this. It's a nice distraction. All right. Yeah, you're right. This is definitely also a distraction from the Epstein files, guys. I mean, the timing. Boo. I'm trying to read here, guys. Forgive me. I know I'm slowing down here, but I'm just reading the comments, seeing if anyone has any questions. It's all bad news, but dude is smiling. Just, all right. This is a great comment. This is all bad news, but dude is smiling. Just lets you know how ungenuine this homosexual is. I love that. All right. Um, ba-da-ba-ba. All right, Epstein files. The Republicans released. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Not Donald Trump though. He tried to really. Okay. Anyway, he tried to resist that shit. Yeah, I know you guys are right. There's a lot of bots in here. That's okay. That's what happens when you go live on a phone. I tried to go live on the computer, but it literally stopped working midway through because I'm lucky. All right. Thank you, Meowzord. You're kicking ass out there, Meowzord, as the warrior of the channel. Thank you. Um, all right, you guys. Hmm. Okay, guys. So for those that are coming in here now, we have the United States government has launched an illegal war of aggression against Venezuela, basically laid siege to Caracas and captured Maduro and his wife in a government overthrow. We will see what ends up happening. It is a war essentially for resources. It is a war of imperial control. You're going to hear a lot of lies from the mainstream media, etc., about these things. But under the surface, this is about oil and rare earth minerals, and about the Monroe Doctrine, the idea that this needs to be, Venezuela needs to be in our sphere of influence, okay? All right. It is totally illegal. So, anything Trump can Stephen, that's possible. It is also that's actually a good point, Stephen. There is also a possibility here that China has been gaining influence in South America. It's very possible that we're trying to counter that influence by making sure, but that would kind of go into the Monroe Doctrine. We feel that South America is in our imperial domain and no other countries outside of us can have influence there. And Venezuela is an independent country, and we don't like that. We have little control over them. So we need to, the idea here is we need to reestablish control by installing a puppet government. That is a very good point. Okay. I know, sir. Hey, it's okay, Sir Bartholomew. Yeah, very true. That's a good point, Emily. I do recommend Democracy Now! They'd have some good. Okay. Meowser, what do you mean? Oh, you mean Trump should just say what he's doing it for? I totally agree. I totally agree. That correct, Mithril. As you guys know, right where I am now, I'm in Ohio. It's about 5 a.m. I started streaming at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, but unfortunately my computer stopped working, so now I'm on the cell phone, so I can't show you images. Bean, I'm not asking Venezuelans to have done something about their country at all. That's up to them. I don't think it's America's job to do it, though. The place is always a crime center, but it was ours to dictate. Yeah. Okay. How you doing, Mithril, by the way? Yes, Midas Touch is doing a great job covering it. Yeah, exactly. America World Police. Don't we love that? It's like the movie Team America. I guess, we're going to always be attacking and bombing people. Yeah, unicorn mullet. I don't like Ohio either, okay? Mm. I got you, Mithril. Oh, I got you. With America's action, though, Mithril, who knows how long we'll all be vertical, right? There you go, Yancey. Yeah, Matt Damon. Yeah, I know. You're a fascist, Breezy. That's okay. Um, uh, yeah, yes. Let's see. Classic like Kamala. Good morning, woke baby. Socialism everywhere is equal, but equally poor and miserable. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. All right. Thank you, Unicorn Mullet. You have a great name, Unicorn Mullet. I love it. By the way, guys, I know I'm not saying much now. I'm just kind of reading through the chat here. A lot of great comments, a lot of very bright people. Of course, also a lot of people who are basically toddlers throwing temper tantrums, which is cute. But I'm not surprised. For those that are curious, you can become if you want to follow my channel, you can click the subscribe button. And I live stream almost every day. Normally it's not on my phone, and I have a much nicer live stream setup. If you go to my channel, you can watch some of my past live streams. I do left-wing commentary and things like that. I am a socialist. I'm an educator. I'm a socialist. I studied history. I'm a historian. Let me rephrase that. I'm trained as a historian and an anthropologist. I used to study fascism, and I became a teacher, and now I'm doing live streaming and such. So, all right. All right, here we go. Boop-a-doop-boo, boop-a-doop-boo. Thank you, Jamon Event. Thank you very much. All right. Hey, Stephen Burrito, it's okay. Really, it doesn't bother me, Stephen Burrito. You have to understand. I used to. I literally went to grad school and I studied fascism and Nazis, so I'm used to those kind of people in chat. Okay, people who are sort of brainwashed and stuff. But thank you for saying. All right. No, I know, Sir Bartholomew. It's amusing to me, but it actually makes me feel kind of bad, because I was a teacher, and it's sad to see how much the American education system has failed people. There's a lot of reasons for that, but not much I can do about it now. Yep, Cody Gary. History does always repeat itself. Yeah, the troll farms are definitely paying off, Meowzord. It's funny. All right, you guys. So I saw multiple setters really trader. No, isn't that funny? Ruin Breaker. I was actually talking about that earlier. People keep spelling trader, Traitor, as trader, Trader. I think that's very funny to me. Yeah, Unicorn Mullet. It is like we're in 1940. Though, guys, it's really hard for me to tell, of course, who here are bots and who is like, who are regular people, because so many people in the United States are in information silos, right-wing information silos, where they really don't know much about the world, and we don't have a great education system, so it's hard to tell sometimes. Venezuela, right, Meowzord? Dolly Boy is here. Hello, Dolly Boy. Dolly Boy, definitely a bot, okay? All right. Oh, so I know, folks, for the reason I'm doing this stream is because America began bombing Venezuela. And the bombing apparently has stopped, but we have captured Maduro and his wife in an act of international aggression, very illegal according to international law, according to American law. But that's Trump for you. Probably a slight little distraction from the Epstein files. And also, we want to secure Venezuela's resources. It's also about imperialism and preventing Chinese expansion in South America. Okay. No, I do not live in Ukraine. I have a Ukrainian flag. I'm deeply supportive of the American, the Ukrainian people's right to self-determination against Putin's aggression, just like I am supporting the Venezuelan people. Even if a lot of the Venezuelan people support Maduro being removed, because they do have a fairly oppressive regime there, I am not for any sort of military aggression that is illegal. Okay. Sweat Okaba. I'm educated and right wing. I'm just reading people's quotes here. Yeah, he did. He threatened. Iran. Also, he bombed Nigeria. He wanted to claim Greenland. So. Not so private playlist is a complete. What you just said makes zero sense grammatically. I don't know what you're trying to say. I was Matt Saiga. It's funny you say that. You're a smart guy. I was about to say that, but then I'm like, that sounds too mean. That sounds too mean. Okay. Yeah, psychopathic, really. Yeah, no, Skin, Ivadivici, you're right. Unfortunately, I don't think Ukraine will be able to take the ground that it has already lost. The war needs to come to an end. It needs to come to a just end, but it's basically stagnant. I don't see Ukraine getting back all the territory that they have lost. Okay. By the way, Paradin, just because some of the people of Venezuela like it doesn't mean it's not illegal. I am American. You guys are funny. Yeah, he does Unicron mullet. It is not illegal. It's completely illegal, folks. What the United States did is illegal according to international law. It's illegal according to American law. Only Congress can declare war. Good question, smart robot. I don't know. Many did vote for fascism, though. Okay, probably because fascism doesn't always look the same. The core of fascism is something called palingenic alternationalism, which is where you're told that you want to return to a mythical past and restore the nation. It can be best summarized in the phrase "Make America Great Again," returning to a mythical past and a great restoration. Hitler did something similar. Mussolini did something similar. There are other aspects of fascism. If you want to learn more about fascism, you can come to my streams. And a lot of the folks here have no idea what fascism is. They're conflating fascism with dictatorship, which they're not the same thing. Fascism is typically dictatorial, but it is a specific form of dictatorship with certain ideological trends to it, certain modes of acting. All right. You're right. I know. Isn't it funny? M1000, you can tell all the Russian trolls are very upset about the Ukrainian flag. That's why I'm trying to put it more in the background. Okay, guys, I want to point out, for those that are legitimately watching, I'm probably not going to say much more value to you at this point. I've kind of made my points here about Venezuela. I'm honestly still on here. I'm just reading the chats. I'm finding it really interesting to see the kind of trolls and stuff I get in here. It's very rare that I do live streams from my phone, and I'm super interested in no trolls and like what people on the other side say and things like that. So I'm kind of just watching that now. Um, okay, so just be aware of that. I don't want to keep anyone here who is expecting me to say much more. Please look up what is being said online, etc. You can watch videos about this. Um, Chris Stewart, basically none. Okay, we've basically done no wars that are legal. All right. I know, slippery sock. I know, right? It is insane that people believe what Trump says. It is absolutely insane. Right? Isn't it fun? And like, if you guys want to stay in troll watch with me, it's okay. I'm curious. Yeah, there you go, Ida. But hey, I love Norway, Ida. Great country there. Hmm. This is not a war. No, I'm afraid it is a war. That's what happens when you bomb and attack. And I agree. Release the files. Isn't this a great distraction? Interesting. I see the right wing ads. I just spews nonsense fallacy. Yeah, it's funny. And I got the thing is like, is there a good way to tell when a person is a bot or they're just a they're someone who is in an information silo, or they're a fascist, or they're uneducated, or whatever it may be. I wish there was a way to tell. I'd love to count. Right. Johnny Bravo, that's a lie. As a matter of fact, there are Americans who leave America to go get health care in Canada or in Cuba and Mexico because it's less expensive in those countries than in the United States. Rich people from other countries will come to America to get health care because we do have very good medicine and very good doctors, but only because they can afford it. Correct, Johnny. There are not very few drugs come from Venezuela, practically none, compared to other places. So this is not a war about drugs. It's a war about imperial control, about oil, and about rare earth minerals. Yeah, Trump is a crime boss. He's a monster. He's a crime boss. It's hilarious that people like. He's not even good at hiding it. He's okay. Now people voted for him, guys. Really join my normal streams because I talk a lot about this. They view him as anti-establishment, even though he's massively corrupt. He's like just as corrupt as many other establishment figures, if not more corrupt. But because our system has failed us, we have a very corrupt political system. So people do want something different. And Trump at least gave the illusion of offering something different from the elites. But he's just one of the elites, which you know, so he's very good at, which is a lot of time what fascists and far right people are able to do. They're able to mobilize populist discontent, redirect it, and use it as scapegoating. So the problems with the United States are, immigrants. The problems are trans people. The problems are whatever it may be. And then to say that he is the one who's going to clean up the swamp, even though he is the swamp, he's very corrupt. Okay. What we actually need in this country is real reform. We need someone in there who is an actual populist who will end the corruption and do things like that, make some major reforms, guarantee health care and things like that. But that's why Trump was so successful. That's true. Bots can't make a proper sentence structure. Mm, this is great. By the way, Jay Harmond, Columbia is spelled, I know, guys, I'm an asshole. I can't help myself. Columbia is spelled Colombia. There's no U in the name of the country of Colombia, all right? That is not how that is spelled. Goes on to speak shit. I know, the dual citizenship, right? You fool! Thank you, okay. Hey, amazing unicorn. It's funny, guys, there are a few people in here that I'm now used to seeing because you've been on the stream for a while, and you're like the sane ones. I love it. We got Unicorn Mullet. Yeah, okay, William Sweeney. So actually, you know what? Dude who's paying for free healthcare taxes. As a matter of fact, William Sweeney, if we had free universal healthcare, you would no longer be getting money taken out of your paychecks to pay for healthcare. You would be getting it taken out of taxes instead, and it would be less than the amount that you get removed from your paycheck. So you would actually save money on a universal healthcare system. I know that you're not going to believe me, even though every other Western industrialized wealthy nation has universal socialized health care. And I want it because it's much less expensive overall. And I want it because I think everyone here should have free universal health care. Yes, it's paid for by taxes, but you're paying less through taxes than you would be getting taken out of your paycheck. And with the removal of the profit motive of insurance companies, costs will go down, because insurance companies add a whole bunch of costs to healthcare because they need to make a profit off of it. Sorry, I'm just trying to see here. That's funny. It's not a war, it's a conflict. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Tell you how I know so much. I was a graduate student in history. I studied fascism and development of systems of social control. I have a degree in history and a degree in anthropology. I was a teacher for many years. I'm not sure what else you're asking there. I've read a lot of books. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm just seeing what else we got here. Yeah, I know. Invalid user ID. You're probably a Russian bot. I'm not. Putin is a monster. All right, you guys. I'm trying to see what else we got. This is so interesting to me. Oh, God. Let me just quickly check here. Guys, if you think I like the Democratic Party, you're sorely mistaken. And it also shows that you're in an information silo, that you think that just because I don't like Trump, I'm a fan of the Democratic Party. Are you kidding me? Okay, they're massively corrupt. All right. But so is Trump. And so is the Republican Party. I know you will never acknowledge that. You'll never acknowledge that Trump is massively corrupt. But I'm principled, so I will acknowledge both are corrupt. So chat apps, here's the funny thing. Just because something isn't officially called a war, because it's not declared a war, it's still a war. Okay? Okay, it's still a war. No, he didn't, Hollywood. You're hilarious. No, he didn't break down the swamp. Hey, maybe Drusilla, right? It's a special military operation, like what Putin says. Yeah, I right. Okay, thank you, HGMS. I know you're a goodie too. Let's put it that way. I do not fly for Israel, Thizzle Wizzle. I'm not sure who you're referring to. If you mean that the Democratic Party flies for Israel, yeah, they largely do. I know. Uh, So, Jay Harmon, that's a good question, actually. How will you counter Trump without the Democratic Party? Well, I would like to see the Democratic Party either completely reformed and becoming progressive and populist rather than being run by a bunch of elites, okay, who are corrupt, just like the Republican Party, or have another party form that is actually progressive and populist to counter the Democratic Party, although that is less likely to be successful, in my opinion, than taking over the Democratic Party. But the current Democratic Party, deeply corrupt. Republican Party, deeply corrupt. And now it's full of a lot of, there are at least a lot of populists in the Republican Party at this point, but they're not based in reality. Okay, they are fake populists. They talk about things that are not legitimate, and they're not actually advocating for good change, in my opinion. But that's one of the reasons Trump was so popular, is that he gave the impression of being a populist, but he has not fundamentally changed the corruption or anything in the country. He simply used scapegoating to distract people from the power of the elites and how the wealthy are screwing us all over. And he's in the pot, and he's deeply corrupt. Correct, Jaman. It doesn't matter. Vietnam did kick our asses, and alas, we'd never, learn. Um, oh, thank you. Oh, do you want to be? Oh, I'll make you a mod. 1 second here. Let me see if I can figure it out. Okay. Thank you. Okay, done, Matt Saga. You're officially a mod. Go to war. Okay. Mm, oh yeah, they were both wars, Sean. They were both wars. Of course, the Korean War was a war. So was Vietnam. Matt Miller, yeah, 143. We got over, we got up to over 200. That's nice. Yeah, because they were hiding it, Elizabeth Rodriguez. I think you know that, Elizabeth Rodriguez. You seem to be a bright one, okay? I can tell with the folks in here that are actually know what they're talking about. Okay, I have trouble. Sorry, folks, if I haven't called out. Yes, Jay Harmon. I think if the Democrats were more progressive, if they were actually populist and actually did things to reform the country, we need major reforms in this country. I want all of you, regardless of your political perspective, to have easy access to health care that is low cost and you get it no matter what. I want you to not have to work as much and make higher wages. I want you to live good lives, have good retirement. Americans work more than many other wealthy countries do. We also have less time off of work. We don't make as much for the work. We have a more expensive healthcare system with worse outcomes. I want to make America actually great again. Okay. I want us to be a great country. I want us to have good things for our people, and I don't want us to waste money doing things like attacking a foreign country. All right. Corrupt how? How are we corrupt? Or do you mean how Trump's corrupt? So we have a system in the United States of campaign contributions where in order to get elected, politicians need to raise money from donors, and then they become beholden to those donors. Campaigns cost billions of dollars. If you look up the people who donated to Trump's campaign, they didn't donate to him as an act of charity. A lot of the people that donated to him have ended up in his administration or have been getting benefits from donating to him. He's deeply corrupt. He has also personally profited deeply from his administration. He is a deeply corrupt individual. I know a lot of you won't believe that. Nothing I can say will convince you of that. But he is deeply corrupt. just like Biden was. Biden was deeply corrupt too. If you think I'm just talking about Trump, I am not. Now, Trump, though admittedly more corrupt than Biden, Biden's still very corrupt. Okay, we need major reforms in this country. It should belong to the people, not to the wealthy and the powerful. Mm. Hello, I'm Louise. Glad to see you here. Happy New Year to you too. What a horrible time to be alive, right? Um, okay. Oh yeah, of course, right? Right, Sir Chronicle. I wonder who he's protecting. Um, Based on what evidence? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, he really does, guys. Trump takes the cake on corruption. I'm saying that as a historian too. Like, if you anyway, I know folks in here won't believe it. A lot of you won't believe it. That is hilarious, guys. That's so funny. For those in here who will think this is funny, someone just said Iraq and Afghanistan were not wars; they were conflicts. Okay. Oh, okay, that's a great defense. You can't make it in New York real estate without being corrupt. Oh, good. That makes it better. See, Sweat, that's what's funny, Sweat. You do realize that the reason you're poor is because of the rich. You know that, right? So to be like, I care about myself, I don't care about the rich. Well, you're missing the point. Wealth inequality is horrific. And the reason you don't have money is the same reason they have money. Okay? Because they're exploiting your labor so that they can be rich, and they're exploiting you. So, all right, it's not your fault that you're poor, okay? They always will make us blame ourselves. They will say, you need to work harder. You're just not doing enough. You know, you need to get an education. You need to do this. You need to do that. Don't look up. Don't look up. Don't look up. It's not us. It's you. It's you. It's you. Blame yourselves. Blame yourselves. Blame yourselves. It is not your fault that you're poor. Okay? I'm just saying. Jesus voted MAGA. Hilarious. Yeah, unfortunately, Kenny, it's not a joke. The United States has officially attacked Venezuela and apparently gotten our hands on Maduro and his wife. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Man who sold the world. Yeah. $1 trillion conflict shit. Yeah. So how are we going to fix it? How are we going to fix the system? There are ways to do this. We either elect people that are progressive left wing, not right wing populists, who will actually go after the elites and the wealthy and the powerful, take their money from them through heavy taxation, redistribute the wealth, etc., through taxation, ensure we have universal health care and stuff like that. Like by the way, the United States is unique amongst Western nations, wealthy Western nations, in the lack of things we provide our own people. So yeah, we should raise taxes on the rich, make sure we all have universal health care, increase our wages, have better unions. Okay, there's a lot we can do. Yeah, guys. Actually, yes. So you said better dead than red. I do like Karl Marx. Karl Marx is a super interesting figure. Had a lot of really good ideas. I like his idea. I don't think the end state of society is communism. I just don't feel that. I don't see how it's possible to have a communist society. I just don't see that. But yeah, Karl Marx is great. People don't understand that Marxism is sort of a mode for analyzing society and studying class, how there's different classes of wealth and how that affects power. Thank you, Brent. Thank you. But yeah, I like Karl Marx. There you go. Yeah, I agree. Scandinavia has social democracies. Our countries, our societies are socialist as America is a business, correct? Okay. I agree, Unicorn Mullet. That's funny. All we need is love and God. Anything more is from Satan. Well, as an atheist, I'm sorry, I don't buy your argument. Forgive me. It's always our fault, right, guys? All it is, right? We're always blamed for it, right? We're always blamed for being poor, for struggling, for having trouble paying the rent. We're made to not like ourselves for it. But that's not okay. You're human beings. You're all human beings. It's not like you want to be poor. The system has been made to make it very difficult for people to survive. There's an issue with the system. When I was a teacher, you're taught as a teacher that if the majority of your students fail a test, it must be that you didn't teach the test well. Okay. In our society, so many people fail. It's probably because the system itself is not working well. Okay. And if you compare it to other countries, the system is definitely not working well. Yeah, guys. Phone core. So my theory here, phone core, is they did all the bombing to eliminate anti-aircraft weapons to ensure that American special forces could actually land on the ground without getting interdicted by anti-aircraft or military forces or anything. That's my theory. It totally can deviate. It definitely can. Yeah, better dead than red. It absolutely, there's definitely bombing going on. Yeah, there was a short war. It's been going on for a while, but Sir Chronicle, you're brilliant. I like you, Sir Chronicle. You say, MAGA Jesus, I healed your eyes so you can pay now or later, right? Okay. And not only that, Sir Chronicle, it would be, I healed your eyes so you can pay now or later. And by the way, the reason you're blind is because of that migrant over there, or that trans person. Ignore the rich person who just put coals in your eyes. It was actually okay. Jay Harmon, I was decided to broadcast. I've been talking in my streams a lot about us probably going in to bomb Venezuela, and I was awake and I saw the news and I thought I would just go on stream. It seems like important information. I did try to stream from my computer, but it literally shut down on me and I need a new computer. I think it's literally kaput. So I decided to get on my phone real fast and stream that way. Marty McFly, they definitely did just bomb stuff, okay? They just bombed Caracas. All right. There you go, Unicorn Mullet. I don't like Kamala Harris. I also don't like Biden because guys, here's the thing. If we just get back to Trump, right? If a lot of people, it drives me crazy, want to return to the status quo after Trump. We already tried that. we return to Biden, who's status quo. And then what do we get? We got Trump again. If we don't get major reforms, even after Trump is gone, we're just going to get another fascist. We're just going to keep getting these right-wingers until we're offered an alternative that is someone who actually wants to reform things, okay? Yes, someone calling me a commie thug. That's cute. Who are my nominees? Well, I'll tell you who is not my nominee. Gavin Newsom is not my nominee. Gavin Newsom, not my nominee. There you go, Ida. We need to get money out of politics, guys. No, I know, idle hands. Billionaires probably won't ever allow that to happen. But, well, we the people of the United States can try to make it happen. There are many ways we could do it. But go to my streams, folks, if you want more details on this, okay? Hello, and I was like, yeah, so you don't want universal health care? That's less expensive? I mean, more power to you, I guess. That's kind of weird, but it'll cost you less. No, Akira. So, Akira, I've been reading your comments. There's a problem, Akira, with something called anecdotal evidence, where you have one person saying things and it makes it true. You know, one of the reasons why Venezuela has struggled economically is because of American sanctions on your country, right? We've put big sanctions on your country for a long time, which has made it really hard for it to develop economically. So, no, which made it a lot harder for it to develop economically and made it a lot harder for the government to run effectively. On top of that, the CIA has been operating inside of Venezuela to undermine your government for a very long time. So it is a massive oversimplification to say that do Americans want to go through what you did in Venezuela? No, we don't. I don't want Venezuelans to go through what you went through in Venezuela. But there is no imperialist power right now trying to dominate the United States like there was against Venezuela. So the same thing would not happen in Venezuela. Yes, M1000, yes. Now, we can debate the definition of conservative. Political scientists do debate it, but yes, generally a conservative is someone who wants to conserve the status quo. Another definition is that they're people that are okay with change only if it happens very slowly and incrementally. So you could define it either way. A conservative either wants to conserve and maintain the status quo or wants a very small change over time. Different conservatives define it differently. And then a reactionary is someone who actually wants to go back in time. They want to react to change, which is what we're seeing now, is a bunch of reactionaries. All right. Yeah, I know we got a bunch of bots in here. Yes, I am definitely a leftist, folks, and I'm proud of it. Okay, and by the way, again, I just love pointing this out because it pisses people off. But yeah, I'm gay. Okay, sorry. Love men. Men are the best. Okay, love men. I've dated many men. Men are great. I love kissing men. Love sitting with men. Love doing lots of things with men. Okay, so it is an accurate observation to call me gay, or as one person keeps saying, homosexual. Okay, yeah. So call me gay as much if you want. It's just an accurate observation. Ooh, Slippery Sock. Very interesting stuff. His manifesto. Now, I don't know if I don't really want to talk about that now, Slippery Sock, but it's a very good question. right. What am I revolting? Casual revolt. So the channel was formed, my community was formed basically to question authority, to revolt against the current system, but do it casually, all right? Or at the very least, one of the ways you can resist an authoritarian system is by developing connections across the globe and just acknowledging each other's humanity. So what I do in my community is we have people from all over the world in it. And if you want to join my Discord, please do so. I can even put it in chat for you. Would actually someone, if anyone's from my computer here, would you put a link to our Discord in the chat here? We have people from all over the world, okay? We acknowledge each other's humanity and we talk about ways to fix our country and fix the world, okay? You're right, Unicorn Mullet, he did. Interesting how he changed his mind on universal health care. That's so true, Sir Chronicle. You can't fix something that isn't broken. Fix insinuates repairing the existing operation. What are you talking about, Forging Thought? I'm sorry. You mean, oh, I get what you mean. You're saying that the system was set up. It's working the way it was intended. That's very true, Forging Thought. Probably Jay Harmon, okay. Excellent, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Okay. Yes, Tenorio, so Scandinavia is only partially socialist. They're not completely socialist. But they're the best places in the world to live by almost every metric, okay? And they are far less capitalistic than we are. I know, empathy, ew, right? So gross. Yep, you're right. That Maduro has been captured. Listen, you are only poor if you're poor in spirit. Hilarious. Agreed, Elizabeth. F. Trump and Pete Hegseth and Kage's breath. Appreciate your views. Thank you, Jaman Event. Thank you. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name wrong there. I don't know if you're meant to be. Okay, thank you, Forging Thought. Guys, sorry, I know I'm just looking at some of the chats now here. Yes, I was a teacher, folks, and then I left my teaching job. I'm now doing this full time. I've not for very long, but hilarious, Christopher Mara. Christopher Mara hates a lot of you. Thinks that because you're not making 70K a year, you're less than him, which is funny. Yeah, I know, Unicorn Mullet. Oh my God, Ida. Ida, you need to come back to the streams. Where have you been, Ida? Okay, you have such good comments. We in Europe, the people own the system. In America, the system owns the people. So true, Ida. All right. They did not declare war, which is what's unfortunate, Sean. Okay. Yeah, I know. We did kidnap Maduro. Yeah, totally. That's what Trump said, guys. He was supposed to be the peace president, right? For the Trumpers in here, very peaceful president, huh? Though I know you'll have an excuse for it. You'll be like, oh, he didn't really mean it, or oh, it isn't really war. Okay, I believe it. Mr. Boston, I'm hopeful about Israel. My people, the Jewish people, have emerged from the depths of the pits of hell. Yeah, well, Benjamin Netanyahu is a massive war criminal and a monster, and he should be put on trial in The Hague. And Israel is in the midst of a genocide right now. So forgive me for not really caring about any quotes from Mr. Netanyahu. I would much rather him be quoting, hearing his quotes from behind the bars of a prison cell. Oh my God, I know, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry you have to live in Georgia, really. I live in Ohio, so not much better, I got to tell you. By the way, Michael Yun, fascist is not spelled Facaust. So when you say Trump is not a fascist or not a fascist, all right, that is not the correct spelling. Donald, you know what's funny, Mr. Donald TR, I think you might be a bot, but you keep talking about Democrats, even though I already told you I don't like the Democrats either. So is that the only thing you have is to say I like the Democrats? Okay. Um, okay, forgive me, Michael Yun. Okay, alas, Michael Yun, Trump is a fascist. Yes, we definitely need to reverse Citizens United. All right. Paying taxes is anti-Semitic. Okay, all right. Did I sweat? Did I push? You think I pushed right wingers out of universities? What do you mean? I went to grad school and there were multiple right wing economics professors there. I even had a history professor who taught about the Vietnam War that was a conservative. He was actually a really good professor. I didn't fully agree with all of his views, but great professor. It is simply not true that we are pushing right wingers out of universities. I will say we have pushed like liars out of universities, right and left. Okay. Hilarious through Chronicle. I am not M1000. I'm not reading. I'm not on Twitch right now, though I do typically stream on Twitch too. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm really thank you, Ingo. I know I'm kind of yeah, you're right. Forgive me, M1000. I'm gonna go back. Ugh, okay, guys, I'm skipping a bunch of comments and moving up to the the top of the screen. Thank you for pointing that out, M1000. Oh yeah, wait, are all the Zionists getting mad? Thank you. Okay, quote unquote, does my forehead look like a landing strip? Maybe I should change the angle. Is that better? Okay. There you go. Thank you for the critique. I know my hair's awful right now, but that's because I woke up and immediately got on basically. All right, you guys. What else? Who else we got here? Bye-bye, chaotic calm. Oh yeah, no problem, Jay Harmond. All right. And the piece goes on. God, thank you so much, Inga, for that super chat. Glad to see you here, Inga. Okay, guys, I'm back to the top of the chats now. Oh yeah, absolutely, M1000. So an information silo with the invention of the internet, and because of algorithms on the internet that push people into certain areas of interest, people get stuck only getting information that supports their point of view. So you'll get caught in an information silo where you'll only hear information from one perspective, and it will reinforce your point of view. And then the algorithm will keep you away from information outside of that silo. Okay. So a lot of times, and there's it happens on the left and the right. Okay, I'm not just saying it's a right wing phenomena, though the right wing has likely benefited from it more because there's more of an infrastructure on the right wing for those kind of information silos, but there is some of it on the left too. So always make sure you just be careful about getting stuck in an information silo that will then hide you from stuff going on. And especially the right wing has been affected by this. Trump supporters have majorly been affected by getting stuck in these information silos. Thank you, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Daniel Miller, it depends on how you define left and right wing. If you mean Democrats and Republicans, they are very similar in that they're both corporate goons and things like that. But if you mean like left wing politically versus right wing politically, they're different. Of course, M1000. Love you, M1000. We've had some great talks while we've been here. Yeah, Nintendo. Probably Cy-Home. Great. I know, Randall Rice. Goddamn America, this illegal war of aggression we're doing. Probably Squirrel in Control. Yeah, agreed, you're Matt Sci guy. Hello, Hacker Rick. Hello. Make McDonald's great again. All right, you guys. Okay, guys. Thank you, Matt Sci. You're doing a great job as a mod, Matt Sci guy. Yeah, by the way, guys, very few drugs come from Venezuela. That's a lie. It's a pretense for war. I know it's hard to believe because I know a lot of folks in here love Trump, but I'm just saying, very few drugs come from Venezuela. Trump actually slipped not that long ago and said that he wants Venezuela's oil. Venezuela has a lot of oil. It has a lot of rare earth minerals that are necessary for building phones and computers. Oof, God, okay, and shit like that. So, yeah, this is not about drugs. Okay, sounds good, M1000. Thank you. Yeah, it's regime change. Yeah, he definitely wants the oil and the rare earth minerals. Of course, it's all about the money. Yes, Maduro nationalized the oil, which we didn't like. You know why we didn't like it? Because, we don't want people to have their own resources because those were our corporations and our companies that controlled their oil. So when they're like, you know what, maybe we should control our own oil, we're like, no, 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 no. And we've never liked them since. All right. Yeah, it's dirty oil. You can refine the oil, though, Bake Man. You can refine the oil. That's what Venezuela does. They refine it, they clean it up, and they export it. A big other thing here, too, is that Venezuela sends a lot of oil to China. There's also some other geopolitical considerations here. All right. All right, you guys. Okay, so do I believe in this war? You mean Ukraine? By the way, that sword you see next to that flag behind me is Chainbreaker, which is a sword from the Civil War, literally. It's an actual sword from the Civil War, and is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. That's the legend of that sword called Chainbreaker. And I wanted to remind you all that because our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today, some of the rights we have, some of the freedoms we have. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, please. Sometimes they put their lives on the line or died getting us some of the things we have today. And this includes everywhere all over the world. And, maybe we shouldn't let the Trump administration reverse those gains that they made for us, okay? Just a thought there. And yes, I have the Ukrainian flag back there because the people of Ukraine deserve to be independent and free, and they don't deserve to be attacked by their imperialist neighbor. Now, all the Russian bots are probably going to start screaming at me, but I don't believe in wars of aggression anywhere. That includes against Venezuela, and that includes against Ukraine. Yep, Che Guevara legend. Hilarious. There's the Russian bots. Thank you, Daniel Miller. Yeah. Of course, emo. Agreed. Free Palestine, guys. Absolutely free Palestine. I have my keffiyeh around here somewhere. I know, Elizabeth Rodriguez, they would have. Well, Jesus was a Palestinian, so they probably would have done worse than deport him. Do I forget what Ukraine did in World War II? You mean, I'm not even going to get into this, okay? Hilarious. Here, all these hilarious Russian trolls now. Hello, Burnjabi. Aren't you? Isn't this exciting? Yay. How did America get Hawaii? Violent aggression. That's how we got Hawaii. Because America's an empire. Hey, that's fair, Daniel Miller. Russia does have some good liquor, I will tell you. Oh, you're Alaskan. Hello, fellow American. Alaska, okay. It is. Oh, JDH, totally. It is totally reminiscent of Iraq and Afghanistan. Yes, Jesus was Jewish, and there are Jewish Palestinians. So, yeah. No, I don't, Truth. I am not of, I do not like Stalin. Don't like any of that. I'm not a tanky, okay? I may be a socialist, but I'm not pro-Soviet Union or China or anything like that. You need to learn what socialism is. You need to learn that there are different types of socialists. Jesus is white. Hilarious. Hilarious. That's fair, Jay Harmon. Forget your computer. You seem to be doing fine without it. Thank you, Jay Harmon. I've loved chatting to you, Jay Harmon. Really, thank you. Love your image too of Abraham Lincoln, my favorite president. Um, yeah, right. He was a Palestinian Jew. He was. He was a Palestinian Jew. That is who Jesus was, and yeah, we were aggressive. Well, we had bought Alaska. I wouldn't say that was aggressive. We were aggressive throughout the whole country. As we got everything we have, violent aggression, and accuse anyone who calls us out wanting something for free. Classic. Yep. And also slavery. We can't also forget the country was built on slavery and the slaughter of natives. Okay, I'm just saying, guys, this is true. Jesus is an American. Okay, all right. Yes, Jesus was in fact Jewish. Yeah. And guys, no, I'm not blocking people from Venezuela, obviously, but there are people who are spamming. But no, I'm in America, Troy the King. I'm in Ohio, America. Yeah, there are many different types of socialism, guys. I know a lot of people have been brainwashed into thinking socialism horrible. I am a libertarian socialist, which means I believe in freedom. I believe in democracy. But I think that the people of the United States should be actually in control, and that we should control our own that we should control the destiny of our workspaces, that we should, the American people should control. Like, you should have the right to vote at your workplace for things and things like that. I want to democratize our workplaces, amongst other things. Thank you. I'm glad you say that Palestine is a country. It should be. It should be a country. It should have its own state. I agree. Jesus probably would live in Portland. Oh yeah, we should totally condemn. We should totally condemn what the U.S. invasion of Venezuela. Yeah, exactly, Clay Cousin. Oh, Gwendolyn, we probably will never. Gwendolyn, you say how many days until we admit we invaded for oil? We'll never admit that. Come on, Gwendolyn. Do you think we'd ever admit it? It's true, but we would never admit it. We'd never admit it was for oil or for. Even as a historian, I can tell you our memory of this will be distorted. Historians will know what it was about, but in textbooks, it'll be taught, it was about drugs and it was about, okay. Correct, Bear. Okay, thank you, Emma1000. Thank you for being around. Thank you for subscribing. Winterlinde, I've missed you, Winterlinde. Glad to see you here. Yes, if Jesus was an American, he would have been indigenous. Absolutely. Yep, Jesus spoke Aramaic. See, that is the left. What does that mean? That's correct, Troy. Now, I have a little bit of Cherokee in me, but not much. My ancestors are German and Italian immigrants to the United States. Prost to you too, Winterlinde. I already have St. Judas, so the United States has illegally attacked Venezuela and arrested Maduro and his wife. Now, I have not been able to check of the new details of this, but I did hear that they have captured Maduro and his wife in a aggressive act of aggression that's illegal according to international law and American law. Classic America. The reason we're doing it is not because we care about the Venezuelans, nor is it about drugs. Drugs are a small issue. Very few drugs come from Venezuela. It's about resources. Venezuela has tons of oil and rare earth minerals. We also don't like their close relationship with China. And if you guys want to learn about something historically, look up the Monroe Doctrine. America has long claimed that South America is part of our domain, part of our area of control, and part of our empire. We don't like other countries interfering in it, including China. Oh my God, please, Jaman. Hey, you know what? That's the kind of socialism I want, Jaman. I want everyone to have Krispy Kremes for their first shifts. Yeah, Dolly boy. Oh my goodness. They already admitted it? That's hilarious, JDH. I'll take a look at that. They admitted that it's about oil? Is that what you mean, JDH? Am I Charlie Kirk? Well, since this chair isn't empty, no, I'm not Charlie Kirk. We are. How dare you, Mad Sci Guy? Rotting dead. I know about Jesus. I don't know why you're talking so much about Jesus. No, Bear. I'm a libertarian socialist, so I believe in government regulations. Libertarian. You're talking about right-wing libertarianism. I could also I could also say that it is. I'm a what's the term? I'm having a mind blank. I'm a democratic socialist. I could also say I'm a liberal socialist, and that I believe in freedom for people and things like that. The word libertarian, though, is the one that's commonly used. I am not economically libertarian. No problem, Troy the King. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel. I live stream every day. Typically, I do it on through my computer, not through my cell phone. But because my computer stopped working while I was live streaming, I'm on my phone right now. So guys, so the convo started about Venice. We're talking about the attacks on Venezuela. It kind of has just devolved now. I'm just reading chats at this point. I love that. You're hideous. You know nothing about the Monroe Doctrine. Okay. How does that make sense? No, it's not about the oil. We took over 2 oil tankers. Something does not compute. Yeah, I agree. Matt Saiga, if you're there, there's someone who keeps using the word, I don't even want to say the word on stream. Do you mind blocking that person? A word that begins with M and ends with D? M-O-N, okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Bear, you're right. Putin has that idea, which is why I support Ukraine in their defense. Kirk for president, hilarious. I am not a boomer, by the way. That's fair, Ida. Old-fashioned and... yes, please, Jermaine. What? Because it's so why is it illegal to go into Venezuela to get Maduro? First of all, Congress did not declare war. So there's that. So it's against the Constitution. Second of all, it's against international law to launch a war and a word of aggression to remove a regime. It just is without the support of the international community. I know you probably don't care about international law You know, most Americans don't, but it is against international law. There you go, Ida, right? Johnny Bravo, no, they won't. Johnny Bravo says, how do employees vote for everything and a business remain afloat? Employees will always vote for more pay and less work, and that would stifle any company. So, would you say that a single leader of a company, couldn't we also say then that they will always vote to raise their profits at the expense of their employees, and then the business won't stop working? So, yes, if you have employees vote, some businesses that have employees voting will fail, just like it already happens now. If the CEO of a company is a bad leader, their business will fail. If the employees of a company vote wrong and are bad administrators of their company, that company will fail. It's the exact same thing. One is more democratic, though. And they have an incentive to not overspend and give themselves money because then their business will fail, just like a CEO. So the Johnny Bravo, that is so. Forget. I don't mean to sound mean to you, Johnny Bravo. That is a good faith question you're asking, but we could debate that more. Hi, Jace. Thank you for calling me handsome. Yes, Slava Ukraini, agreed. Michael Burns, so America has been at war, I think something like 93% of the time it's existed. It's a large amount that America's been at war. So basically, no, we've always been at war. Now, this depends on how you define war, but if you use a very liberal definition or a very open-ended definition, we've basically been at war the whole time. Yep, puppy paws. All right. Retro Asher, I love the 40K reference. Crook for president, and what rig is skeleton to a chair like he's the god emperor of mankind? Love it, Retro Asher. We could also sacrifice 1,000 people to him a day, okay? Right, Jermaine? All right. As a business owner who offers back to school bonuses, takes care of my employees, I disagree, but yes. Johnny Bravo, and let me point out, Johnny Bravo, I'm not saying that there aren't business owners that are very good. There are. I think the system overall would be better if employees made that decision, because I'm sure you would agree, Johnny Brother, there are business owners, especially big businesses. Like if you're a smaller business, I think I don't care, but like the big corporate entities and things like that. But fair. Um, yes. Okay, fair, Johnny Bravo. All right, you guys. So thank you so much, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Really, thank you. Uh, what question did I not address? Yes, you're yes. So yeah, 1942 was the last time that Congress declared war, which means that all the wars that we've been in since, against Vietnam and Korea and Iraq and Afghanistan, have not been legal. Okay, because the Congress, according to the Constitution, Congress is who declares war, and so yeah. Right, Jermaine. That's an excellent point, which is why I'm saying if employees owned the company, they would vote more fairly when it comes to wages. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, Plato's Cave is really cool. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go now. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I do stream every day except for Sundays and Wednesdays. I'll be streaming probably later today. I'm going to go back to bed for now because I've been awake since like 2 or 3. So, okay. What's my channel topic? My channel topic, I cover politics. I do education and history. Okay. We talk mainly about politics. I do news analysis, things like that. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye-bye, folks. Please come back around if you'd like. Okay. You're all hilarious. Okay. Bye-bye, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye.